whatever angle you look at the situation from, there is one thing that you cannot claim. What you cannot claim is that people were just oblivious. That is the one thing that everybody should agree on. Whether you believe what's on Fox News, or you believe what's on CNN, or you believe what the conspiracy theorists are saying, this statement is something that you should vehemently disagree with. People were absolutely not just oblivious. They chose to pretend to be so. I'm expecting to get some groceries delivered from Instacart. I have my gloves and my improvised face mask ready.
Nice.
Grab the milk and coffee. I will grab the cat food. I just realized there is no broccoli, which is one of the things that I ordered from Costco. Yes, no broccoli. Did the lady forget my broccoli? Did I get charged for broccoli? All right, people, look. It says found, 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 found. And Tippy says meow, 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 meow. It says this lady found my broccoli. She found my broccoli. I was charged for broccoli. I did not receive broccoli.
Broccoli either.
I did, however, receive cat food. Tippy knows it. I think that's why she's meowing. I'm going to feed her some right now. I already fed all of my inside cats. I now have 4 outdoor cats. The reason I have 4 outdoor cats is that Chester got outside a week ago and we've only seen him once in the last week. And another stray cat moved in about a week or 2 ago. So I now have 4 outdoor cats until I catch Chester and bring him back inside.
Having a little bit of a problem installing this water heater.
Now that I have not received my broccoli, my boyfriend is trying to install this water heater that we got on Amazon that is made in China in our outdoor shed where we have a dishwasher which also connects to an outdoor shower.
Let me look for some big old cat screws.
Our old water heater has been repaired by my boyfriend several times. And it leaks, hence the bucket. Look at this nonsense my boyfriend set up. He used old broken pieces of garden hoses and random things, including a piece of wood and my sauna seat that for years I used as a footrest when I worked on my computer desk as improvised shelves.
Pardon me?
So this symbol right here means water. See, that's the water outlet and the water intake. This symbol must mean something along the lines of thing that thing goes through, because it says that symbol on outlet and intake. And you may not know this, but if you draw this symbol twice or 3 times, it means flood or overflow. Apparently, a lot of native Chinese speakers do not even know that. And I assume that this symbol means hot and this symbol means cold. If anybody speaks Chinese, please tell me what these symbols mean, and please tell me the exact definition of this symbol. because they have it on the inlet and the outlet. So it must mean something along the lines of tube or thing that things go through or something.
Hole, maybe. A box means a hole. They don't give you much, but they give you some wimpy screws for mounting it. I mean, they give you some fittings. They give you this one, which will work. They give you this to plug into your cold water line, which, yeah, will work for an apartment, but it's not what you need for outdoor camping or something like that. You have to use these adapters right here, these two, and they give you this gas piece, but this is the gas piece you need, unless you just like can chop off a hose or something.
Maybe that's the kind of gas piece they use in China.
Yeah.
How much was this water heater on Amazon?
It was on eBay.
Okay, how much was it on eBay?
It was $89 with free shipping.
Can I pause this?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm going to use the lyrics of the song that my boyfriend was listening to make an important point. I never could have seen or heard the trouble I was in or what the problem was about until I turned it inside out. I never could have seen or heard the trouble I was in. Thank you. Or what the problem was about until I turned it inside out. Think about this for a minute. And then, after I sip my coffee, I'm going to show you a news article. All right, people, it got like way too cold and windy outside to continue recording this video outside. So I am going to continue recording this video in here after I finish my coffee. I'm actually going to show you 3 news articles, but first, I'm going to show you the beginning of one of my own videos that I published on YouTube on February 29th, 2020. This morning I saw this news article. Here's the news article. Unexplained coronaviruses in 3 states now. So these 3 people in 3 different states all have coronavirus and nobody knows how they got it. It is almost completely 100% improbable that all 3 of those people caught coronavirus from the same person. What is most likely is that thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of people already have coronavirus. Look, you can't find something if you're not looking for it. If they're not testing every single person with cold and flu symptoms for the coronavirus, they're not going to find it. And that's why you haven't seen on the news that thousands of people have coronavirus and 3 are seriously ill. The name of this video that I published on February 29th, 2020 is There is probably already a coronavirus outbreak in the USA. Urgent message from Adrienne Floreen. Before I made that video, I estimated what I thought was the approximate number of people infected based on statistics, which were probably inaccurate because at that time, those statistics came from China, a country that has lied about all of the statistics about coronavirus, but based on those most likely flawed statistics about the percentage of people who were asymptomatic or only had mild or moderate symptoms, I estimated about the exact same numbers as scientific research later came up with. And I didn't do this like by writing down complex mathematical equations on a piece of paper. I inferred it based on my general knowledge of mathematics. According to this article recently published in the New York Times, most New York coronavirus cases came from Europe, studies show. This article says something that I find a little bit odd, considering that I made that video in late February of 2020. I find it odd that this article says that coronavirus probably started circulating in both New York and Washington State in mid-February. And the only reason that it wasn't detected is due to the lack of testing. And according to this article, people were just oblivious. People were just oblivious? People were just oblivious. Well, I wasn't oblivious. I made a video in late February saying there was already an outbreak here. The day after I made my video, a research study was published confirming exactly what I said. People, I'm sorry about the pop-up here asking me to subscribe and pay $29 a year for the privilege of reading articles on the Washington Post. I can't get it to go away, but this article was written on March 1st, 2020. This article says the coronavirus has been circulating undetected and has possibly infected scores of people over the last 6 weeks in Washington state, according to a genetic analysis of virus samples that has sobering implications for the entire country amid heightening anxiety about the likely spread of the disease. Basically, they did genetic studies that proved exactly what I said in my video that I published on February 29th. The genetic studies proved that the coronavirus had been circulating undetected in Washington for 6 weeks. It's like trying to get me to pay to read the rest of this article. Basically, the article says that between the first detected patient and the second detected patient, it had most likely spread between 6 or more people. If every person infected only one person, that would mean there were at least 6 people who were infected who were not diagnosed. But each person doesn't only infect one other person, especially not in a large city like Seattle. But wait, there's more. There's another story that I am going to read to you. Study investigates if COVID-19 came to California in fall 2019. According to this article, the hypothesis is that COVID-19 first started spreading in California in the fall of 2019. In my video that I published in February, I said there could be hundreds, thousands, or hundreds of thousands of people infected in California, Oregon, and Washington. It seems to me like all three of these articles, which are about studies done by scientists, prove that my estimates were correct. I'm going to go back to the New York Times article for a second and read you a little bit more of it. The United States fumbled in making its first diagnostic kits and initially limited testing only to people who had come from China and displayed symptoms of COVID-19. It was a disaster that we didn't do testing. Because as I said in my video that I published in late February, you will not find something if you are not looking for it. The only reason they didn't detect the fact that there was already a widespread coronavirus outbreak in America is that they did not test for it. And the reason that they claim that they did not test for it is that, as I read earlier, people were just oblivious. Maybe the problem was that they just didn't think about it. Maybe they didn't see or hear the trouble they were in or what the problem was about because they didn't turn it inside out. Or maybe they're just lying. Look, I dropped out of college due to my health issues. I live in this house with unfinished drywall on the walls that hasn't been finished in almost 2 years. If I was not oblivious, then the scientists should not have been oblivious. Then our government officials should have not been oblivious. People were just oblivious? Oh no, hell no. People were not oblivious. Actually, the people who were in charge did not listen to the people who were not oblivious. They did not listen to anyone who was trying to warn them that they were oblivious. Whether that person was a scientist with 20 degrees who had published hundreds of scientific research papers, or that person was a random idiot living in a broken house who smokes marijuana all day and has a following on YouTube of like 1,000 people. I tweeted Donald Trump, and so did scientists with 20 degrees who had published hundreds of research papers. The people in charge did not listen. They didn't listen to experts. They didn't listen to citizens. They didn't care. People were not just oblivious. I found out about the coronavirus from a YouTuber. I found out about the coronavirus from a YouTuber like weeks before it was on the news. Give me a break. Don't tell me people were oblivious. If you are one of those people claiming to be oblivious, you're lying or you're an idiot. You were not paying attention. You were dismissing facts. You were calling people who were trying to tell you not to be oblivious conspiracy theorists or alarmists or crazy. If you are a person in a position of authority and you are claiming obliviousness, you are lying. You should lose your job. You should not be a person in a position of authority. Do not tell me that people were oblivious when everybody from random citizens to highly educated top scientists were warning you. And not only that, anyone who wants to claim that our government was oblivious, you're stupid. First of all, our government, meaning the government of the United States of America, the country that I live in, has stockpiles of deadly diseases some that are way more deadly than coronavirus. They have stockpiled them in case they need to use them as biological weapons in the future. A country that has stockpiles of biological weapons should also be prepared to be attacked in a similar manner by another country. That means whether or not they knew that the coronavirus was coming, they should have been prepared for something like this to happen. Second, according to the official mainstream media news, Donald Trump was briefed about the coronavirus and chose to ignore the briefing. As claimed by numerous articles, including this one, according to the not so mainstream news, Google Event 201. Just trust me, you won't regret it. Even if the people responsible for Event 201 were really holding a simulation, well, it seems to have simulated exactly what is happening right now. So even if it is really only a little innocent simulation and not a big conspiracy theory, our own government was involved in that simulation and should have prepared for the simulated scenario. But whatever angle you look at the situation from, there is one thing that you cannot claim. What you cannot claim is that people were just oblivious. That is the one thing that everybody should agree on. Whether you believe what's on Fox News, or you believe what's on CNN, or you believe what the conspiracy theorists are saying, this statement is something that you should vehemently disagree with. People were absolutely not just oblivious. They chose to pretend to be so. People, I've got to admit to you that this entire coronavirus situation has caused me some kind of severe emotional distress, because I can see every single elected official and person of power in the entire world act the fool. And even though numerous people, from plain old everyday average ordinary citizens to experts, are warning them not to act the fool, they are still acting the fool. I'm watching the world fall apart in front of me. And I'm watching the people in power let it happen or even facilitate it. This situation is, as I have said in several other videos, beyond any kind of worst case scenario that I have ever imagined possibly happening. All I can say is, I am now done with my rant, and I am going to end this video now. Please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, and subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to help me out to make more videos, you can by donating money to me on Patreon or other sites, or buying things for me off of my Amazon wishlist. One of the things I have on my Amazon wishlist is supplies to finish this drywall. Whenever we happen to have the time to do so, which may not be very soon because of all of the different emergencies we have had to deal with in the last few years. Regardless, even if you don't donate anything or buy anything, please do, at the very least, share this video. Other people need to hear what I said. Other people other than you. If you don't want to share it on social media, text it to some of your family members or friends who are sitting bored at home, self-quarantined, with nothing to do, looking for something to watch. Thanks, people. Bye.